Police say although Mohammed Saidi may not have delivered the fatal blow to Mr Uddin, it was clear that he played an integral role in his murder. My colleague Mark Edwardson has been looking at the background to the case.
A kind and compassionate man, a great teacher held in high regard. Jalal Uddin was a former imam who'd lost none of the respect or affection of his community.
For someone to be attacked, but not just attacked but killed as a result of that kind of service to humanity, I think that's it's beyond abhorrent.
So what was your reaction when you heard about Jalal's death?
Actually shock and amazement that somebody who was so loving and caring in the community could be brutally murdered.
But that love and respect wasn't shared by everyone. This is a secret video of Mr Uddin in the white headscarf. He was being watched by people who wanted him, an illegal immigrant, sent back to Bangladesh. After Mohammed Saidi's arrest, the video was found on his mobile phone. The 21-year-old part-time Manchester United steward was a supporter of so-called Islamic State. There were many pictures of him making the one-fingered ISIS salute, displaying an IS flag. A big surprise to some.
You know, this Mohammed Saidi was somebody I knew. He was somebody who worked at a local chicken shop just round the corner. He was a pretty gentle guy. And something happened, and I think it was to do with the fact that he was radicalised through the internet because of what was happening in Syria.
Jalal Uddin and Saidi prayed at the same mosque. Mr Uddin practised ruqya, a form of spiritual healing. ISIS says it's blasphemous and punishable by death. Saidi had tried to get him deported. After failing, Saidi and his friend, Mohammed Qadir, decided to kill him. The prosecution said CCTV footage showed Saidi and Qadir had been stalking him using Saidi's car.
It was at about 9:15 that cold February evening when Mr Uddin turned this corner and headed through the park on his way home. At that point, Qadir and Saidi turned up in Saidi's car. Qadir got out, followed him into the park and beat him so badly that he died from his injuries in hospital just a few hours later.
Saidi had previously been involved in aid convoys and charity work for Syrian refugees. He was a friend of the Salford taxi driver Alan Henning, taken hostage by ISIS in 2013 and killed.
Has he been radicalised? But I have seen no sign of that in his speech or in his behaviour, you know, that kind of thing.
Today, Saidi was convicted of Mr Uddin's murder. But could anything have been done to prevent the radicalisation of Saidi and Qadir?
I also liken this whole process to the process of grooming. Facebook and Twitter and all and the likes, you know, that's, you know, there's no doubt about that. I've dealt with cases myself where that has been the case, you know.
These mosques have got to take some responsibility. They've got to reach out, give young people a voice and a platform. And sometimes those youngsters will air difficult viewpoints and sometimes things that we might not agree with, but give them a safe environment, engage them, support them, encourage them.
Saidi was held equally responsible for Mr Uddin's death. Qadir is on the run and thought to be in Syria. Mark Edwardson, BBC North West Tonight.